Hi, I'm Laura Levinson, and I'm here today to talk about botanical art, specifically how to turn seeds into semi-precious jewels. The reason I'm doing this is because I tried to find information about it and I could not. I kept pulling up random things that had nothing to do with the information I needed. So today we're going to learn two different types of ways to make jewels, semi-precious jewels, and we're going to do it using mustard seeds, navy beans, lima beans, and sesame seeds. So the first thing you'll need is your tools. And your tools are tweezers, toothpicks, paint, and glue. Now, it doesn't matter what kind of botanical art you're doing, chances are good you're going to need seeds or something to look like a pearl or a piece of turquoise, and these two methods will get you there. There are other ways, but these are the two that I use. The first thing that you want to do if you're going to paint seeds is prime them. I basically prime almost anything that I am going to paint, including the seeds, and that's done with spray paint, and we'll give you a little example of that. But the way they look ahead of time, these are the mustard seeds, Sinapis alba, and I'm going to use these for our example. I have these others that have been primed, these other types of beans that have been primed. But just for today, we're just going to do this mustard seed. So the way they look when they're completely, or pretty much completely primed, is they don't have to be completely painted, but you can see there, you see some little spots of the color, but they've definitely got a coating. And this helps the paint to adhere, and it also helps coat it so you don't have to use quite as much paint when you come to put the color on. So before you paint anything, as I said, you always want to prime. And this is just a good primer that we use. It's not anything fancy. You can get it at Lowe's or Home Depot. I've put one coat of primer on these. Now I'm going to come back and kind of shake them around, and expose the other sides of them. Just give them a little blast, and then let that dry, and that should be enough primer. You can just put it inside a box. If you don't do this, they're going to fly all over the place when you squirt them, so it's really good to have them in some type of bowl. And that's it. I've primed. These are soybeans and lima beans. So I'm going to put those to the side. For ease of use today, we're just going to use mustard seeds, the Sinapis alba. And this is the way they look once they've been primed. So we have two methods that we can do. And so for the method with the double-sided tape, you just take it and cut it and stick it on there and leave the strip until you're ready to use it, and then it just peels off like that. And it's really helpful to keep them from moving around. So for this method, you would just take your, if you want to do pearls, this Kyoto pearl OPI nail polish is brand specific. It just looks so much like a pearl you can't even believe it. Some people don't like to use the brush that comes with a nail polish, but it's designed for this, so I just use that. And you just kind of go over it. Now, as a reminder, if you have any kind of health issues or breathing issues, you definitely have to have a mask on or the doors open. Usually here in Houston, I can just leave my doors open and get plenty of circulation, so I don't have to worry about it. All right, so that's our first coat. See how easy that was? They don't move, they're just going to dry. Very, very important tip, let them dry until they're fully dry. That is the hardest thing to me about botanical art, is waiting for things to dry. Glue, paint, so there we go with that. And now for our second method, I like these little, they're plastic, but they're, you can use them over and over and over and over. And this is the method I probably use the most because I do a lot at the same time. Usually I'm doing massive amounts of seeds on a project, so I'll just put a dollop on there. Then I'll just get a sprinkling of the mustard seeds. That's probably too many. take your toothpick, that's all you need, and you just kind of roll them around till, you know, they're coated. Then you just take them one at a time and roll them up on this ridge for them to dry. And this allows you to do lots at the same time. I think they seem to dry faster this way too than on the tape method, but it just depends on what you're comfortable with. So after you put them up here, I'm just going to go ahead and show you. You just give them a little nudge after they start to kind of dry so they don't stick later. Just give them a little howdy-do like that and nudge them out of the way. And again, you're just going to finish these out, let them dry, and then probably you're going to want to do another coat. And after they've been primed, 2 coats is definitely enough. Alright, so I'm going to show you another tip. If you're wanting to have a little bit more bling in your pearl, maybe just a little bit of iridescence, there's all kinds of wonderful mica powders that you can get. And this just happens to be the one that I have. It's Slice of the Moon, and a little bit goes a long way. So you just kind of use your guesswork. That's probably enough. And you mix it in. Get your pearls. And after you get about 2 coats on these, you'll see the difference. They're going to be, they'll just have a little different iridescence to them. Not real noticeable. Of course, you can add more mica powder if you want to. So these little guys, by the time you're finished, you will not be able to tell that they're not seed pearls. They're going to look just like pearls. And so you do the same thing, just kind of give them a little bump so they don't stick, and then let them dry. To do botanical arts, you have to have a lot of light. In fact, I don't work after the sun goes down. I'm off duty. So to enhance that, even in the daytime, I use lots of lights. I actually have 4 that I use all the time. This is probably my favorite because it has this magnifier. And it just helps so much when you're doing these minute little details. And then of course it has the light that you can control, but and then you know you can move it around. It's on wheels. So I got this online. They're so easy to find if you just Google, you know, magnifying lights. This is my newest light. It attaches to the table with a clamp so you can actually move it around. It's flexible and it also has different levels of light. And then this is another magnifying light that I got online, but I only use that for the light. And then this is just a little gooseneck, but it does put out a good bit of light. So I use all 4 of these lights, and then still sometimes I need more light. So these are online as well. They come with lots of different magnifications in these lenses. Has a little light on it, and I mean it's really amazing. I mean it just, you know, it helps you to be able to see all these little seeds and everything. Also, these are the glues that I like. This is it's kind of like Elmer's glue. It's a white glue that dries clear and it stays flexible. So if you have something that you want to maybe manipulate after you glue your seeds on, this is a good way to glue your seeds. This is jeweler's glue. You can get it in a 3-pack. Really, at any art supply store or Michael's, places like that. And it dries really fast. It's kind of like quick glue. So, but I use this a lot too. Tweezers. I don't know how many I have. I've actually worn some out where I had to throw them away. Used them so much. But these are great. I mean, if you're picking up little seeds, I mean, I'm just not that dexterous anymore, so all that. And then toothpicks. I mean, and I'll sand a toothpick down and use it again, so they're great. These plates, again, that have the ridges for painting your seeds, they're great because you can reuse them, 100 times. And they have those ridges for drying your seeds. All right, so in addition to the mustard seeds and the beans that I showed you, there's also cardamom that is a really interesting shape. You have star anise, which I just think they're so unique and cool. You could make a pendant, earrings, and they smell amazing. Then here's the caraway seeds that we used, and these are black mustard seeds. I've never used them, but I can see where if you want to do black pearl, that might be good. Canna lily seeds, lentil beans are fantastic because they're always round, almost always round. And so that's a great shape. These mung beans make really cute pearls. The jalapenos have a really unique texture and shape so that you can do like layers on a box, and if you paint them really with a cool paint, like an iridescent paint, it would look like the mermaid scales, I think. So it's unlimited, the things that you can do. And my message is to not be afraid. Don't be afraid of botanical art. If you go to a flower show, and I encourage you to do that because it's so fun to go to a local flower show or girls trip, and go to the Botanical Arts section and look at what they do. But that can be very intimidating. All those people had to start small like this. So don't be intimidated by that. The main message is just to have fun with it. And I just encourage you to give it a try. It's a lot of fun.